What we lost after Jomon Japan, ancient wisdom for modern life. Imagine waking up tomorrow, no smartphone, no emails, no advertisements, no deadlines, no social media, no constant pressure to achieve more. For most of us, that sounds impossible, and yet for thousands of years, human beings lived without any of these things. In Japan, one of the longest-lasting cultures in human history was the Jomon civilization. For more than 10,000 years, people lived across the Japanese islands. They created art, built communities, raised families, and somehow maintained a way of life that lasted far longer than most civilizations. Of course, life was not easy. There was disease, hunger, natural disasters, and countless hardships. But the question remains, as we gained modern convenience, did we lose something important? Today we'll explore the forgotten lessons of Jomon Japan and what they can teach us about living a better life in the modern world. Chapter 1: The civilization that refused to rush. Modern life is built on speed. Faster internet, faster transportation, faster communication, faster results. Everything moves quickly, and somehow, we never feel like we have enough time. The Jomon people lived differently. Life followed the rhythm of nature, the changing seasons, the migration of animals, the growth of plants, the rise and fall of the sun. There was no race, no quarterly reports, no endless competition. The pace of life was determined by reality itself. Today, we often act as though faster is always better. But perhaps speed is not the same thing as progress. Sometimes moving slower allows us to notice what truly matters. Chapter 2: When enough was actually enough. Modern economies depend on one idea. More money, more possessions, more success, more followers, more productivity. The finish line keeps moving, no matter how much we gain. We are encouraged to want more. The archaeological record suggests that Jomon communities often lived sustainably for generations in the same regions. They took from nature, but not endlessly. They understood limits. Today, many people have more possessions than any generation before them. Yet many feel overwhelmed. Our homes are full, our schedules are full, our minds are full. Perhaps abundance without limits creates a different kind of poverty. The poverty of never feeling satisfied. Chapter 3: The forgotten relationship with nature. For the Jomon people, nature was not scenery. It was life itself. Forests provided food, rivers provided fish, the seasons determined survival. Nature was not something separate from humanity. It was part of humanity. Today, many people spend most of their lives indoors. We wake up inside, work inside, relax inside, sleep inside. Days pass without touching soil, hearing birds, or watching the sunrise. And yet countless studies suggest that spending time in nature improves mental well-being. Perhaps this is not surprising. Our bodies evolved in nature, not in offices, not in shopping malls, not behind screens. The Jomon people never forgot this connection. Many of us have. Chapter 4: Community before convenience. Modern society offers incredible independence. Food can be delivered, entertainment can be streamed, work can be done remotely, in many ways. We need other people less than ever, yet loneliness is rising across the world. The Jomon people survived through community. No one hunted alone forever. No one raised children completely alone. No one survived difficult seasons entirely by themselves. Relationships were not optional, they were essential. Today, we may have thousands of online connections, but how many people would truly help us during our darkest moment? The number may be smaller than we think. Chapter 5: They understood the value of gathering. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of large settlements, where people lived together for long periods. Humans naturally seek connection. Stories. Shared meals, shared experiences, shared celebrations. Today, many people eat alone, work alone, watch entertainment alone, and wonder why they feel disconnected. Technology has made communication easier, but meaningful connection still requires presence. Some things cannot be downloaded. Chapter 6: Why we can never rest. Think about the last time you truly rested. Not scrolling, not watching videos, not checking messages, just resting. Many people cannot remember. The modern world constantly tells us that we should be doing something. Learning, working, improving, optimizing. Productivity has become a virtue. Rest has become something we feel guilty about. But the human mind was not designed for constant stimulation. Even machines require maintenance. Yet many people treat themselves as though they should operate endlessly. The Jomon people certainly worked hard, but they were not trapped inside a culture that measured their worth by productivity. Today, many people feel exhausted not because they work too much, but because they never truly stop. Chapter 7. The Art of Living Without Constant Comparison. Every day, social media exposes us to thousands of people, richer people, more attractive people, more successful people, more talented people. Comparison has become a daily habit. The Jomon people lived in a world with far fewer opportunities for comparison. Their attention remained focused on real life. Their families, their neighbors, their environment. Today, comparison steals enormous amounts of happiness, because there will always be someone who appears to have more. The more we compare, the less we appreciate what already exists. Chapter 8. Why we are surrounded by people yet feel alone. One of the great paradoxes of modern life is loneliness. We can communicate with anyone in the world, at any moment, yet loneliness continues to rise. The Jomon people lived in small communities. Everyone knew everyone. Relationships were not optional. Today we often replace depth with quantity. Hundreds of contacts, thousands of followers, yet few meaningful conversations. Connection has never been easier, but belonging has never felt more difficult. Perhaps because belonging requires something technology cannot provide: presence. Chapter 9. Beauty was never about perfection. One of the most fascinating parts of Jomon culture is its art, pottery, ornaments, clay figures. Many objects were created with remarkable care and creativity. These objects were not always perfectly symmetrical. They were human. They carried the marks of the people who made them. Long before concepts like wabi-sabi emerged, we can already see evidence that beauty was not limited to perfection. Today, many people postpone living until everything becomes perfect. The perfect body, the perfect career, the perfect relationship, the perfect future. But perfection rarely arrives. Life happens now. Chapter 10. The Lost Skill of Gratitude. Imagine finding food after a difficult winter. Imagine watching the first signs of spring appear. Imagine seeing a successful harvest after months of uncertainty. For most of human history, survival itself created gratitude. Today, convenience is everywhere. Food arrives instantly. Water appears at the turn of a handle. Electricity powers nearly every part of life. And because these things are always available, we often stop noticing them. The more normal something becomes, the more invisible it becomes. The Jomon people likely understood something we often forget: nothing should be taken for granted. Chapter 11. Time was experienced differently. Think about how often you check the time, the clock, your phone, your calendar, your schedule. Many people feel trapped by time. The Jomon people experienced time differently, not as numbers, but as cycles. The changing leaves, the migration of fish, the arrival of spring, the coming of winter. Life moved in circles rather than straight lines. Modern life often feels like an endless race toward the future. The Jomon perspective reminds us that sometimes the present moment deserves our full attention. Chapter 12. Why more freedom doesn't always mean more happiness. Modern people have more choices than ever before. More careers, more lifestyles, more entertainment, more opportunities. At first glance, this sounds wonderful, but choice also creates pressure. What if we choose wrong? What if there's something better? What if someone else is happier? The Jomon world offered fewer choices, yet fewer choices can sometimes create more peace. When everything is possible, contentment becomes difficult, because the mind keeps searching for alternatives. Chapter 13. What we gained. It would be foolish to romanticize the past. Modern life has given us incredible gifts, medicine, technology, education, safety, communication to our ancestors. Most of us would not choose to trade these things away. The goal is not to return to the Jomon period. The goal is to remember what was valuable. Progress does not require forgetting wisdom. Chapter 14. What we lost. Perhaps we lost patience. Perhaps we lost connection. Perhaps we lost silence. Perhaps we lost our relationship with nature. Perhaps we lost the ability to feel that enough is enough. The Jomon people were not perfect, but neither are we. The question is not who lived better. The question is, what can we learn from them? Final chapter. The forgotten wisdom of Jomon Japan. If a person from Jomon Japan suddenly appeared today, they would be amazed by our world, our technology, our buildings, our machines, our knowledge. But they might also notice something else: how busy we are, how distracted we are, how rarely we sit in silence, how disconnected we sometimes feel, despite being constantly connected. We became more connected, yet more isolated, more productive, yet more exhausted, more comfortable, yet more anxious. The lesson of Jomon Japan is not that the past was better. It wasn't. The lesson is that progress and wisdom are not the same thing. Technology can improve life, but only values can give life meaning. Spend more time in nature, value your community, appreciate enough, slow down occasionally, create space for gratitude. Because after thousands of years of progress, one truth remains unchanged. A meaningful life is not built only from what we achieve. It is built from how we live, and perhaps some of the answers we seek about the future have been waiting for us in the distant past all along. Thank you for listening.